class of St. Peter's College, Kalam 4, Nigam branch. So dear students, today we are going to do Unit 5 and it's Light and Vision. Okay, so you all know children, we need our eyes and light to see things. So we'll move on children. Okay, so do we need light to see things? Okay, so this is a small practical children which you all can do at home. For that children, you all have to take a cardboard box, then in that you all have to cut two holes, one on the top surface and one on one side. Then children, you all have to take a small piece of cardboard, then you all have to cover the top hole by using that piece of cardboard. Then children, you all have to take a small toy or an eraser, then you all have to keep it inside the cardboard box. Then children, while keeping the top hole closed, you all have to observe through the other hole. You all have to observe and see whether you all can observe the toy which is kept inside the cardboard box. Right? So children, when the hole is closed with a small piece of cardboard, you all can't see the toy which is kept inside. Why children? Because there is no light inside. So without light, you all can't see anything. Okay, so children, then you all have to remove the piece of cardboard. Then you all have to hold a lighted torch above the top hole. Then children, when you observe through the other hole, just as before children, you all can see the toy properly now. Why children? What is the reason? Now earlier in the previous instance there was no light because the top hole was closed. Now we are holding a lighted torch. So light is there. So we can observe the toy which is kept inside. So our final conclusion is children, light is needed to observe things. So that is about light children. Now do we need eyes to see? Okay, so really children, do we need eyes to see? Okay, so children, for that there's another small activity which you all can do at home children. You all have to take your two hands children this way, then you all have to observe the lines which are there on your palms. So children, when you observe your palms carefully, you can see the lines which are on there on your palms children. But Pute, when you close your eyes and if you try to observe the lines with your eyes closed, will you be able to see the lines on your palms? No children. When your eyes are closed, you won't be able to see the lines. The lines are still there, but when your eyes are closed, you can't see. So that means the second thing is children, eyes are very much essential to see things. So the two main factors which are needed to see are light, eyes and light. So sources of light. What are sources of light children? Sources of light means the things which can produce light children. So these sources can be divided into two main parts children. Artificial sources and natural sources of light. So artificial sources means the sources of light which are made by human beings. So torch, you all know children, you all have torches at home. So when you switch it on, they produce light children. So it's the artificial source of light. So the other thing is children, bulb. Bulbs also produce light children. Candles, they also can produce their light. So oil lamps, they also can produce a light children. So other than these children, lanterns, torches, different things are there children that can produce light children. So all those things are artificial sources of light. So apart from artificial sources of light children, there are natural sources of light also. So here are some examples. Fire, sun, some mushrooms, some light-emitting mushrooms are there. Then fireflies are there children. They are natural sources of light. Okay, so that means they can produce their own light, but they are not made by human beings. So the other thing is children, there are luminous things and non-luminous things in the environment. So first we are going to talk about luminous things. So children, luminous objects means objects that can produce their own light. Okay, so sun, you all know it's in the sky, children, it can produce its own light. So some light emitting mushrooms are there, they also can produce their own light. So here fireflies are there. I hope you all have seen fireflies, children. They can also produce their own light. So bulbs, they also can produce their own light. Apart from these, children, torches, lamps, then different things are there, children, which can produce their own light. So they are luminous objects. So apart from luminous objects, there are non-luminous objects as well. So I hope you all have seen moon. It's in the night sky, children. The night sky is also dark, but the moon is something that can be clearly seen in the night sky. But children, there's a problem. Moon can't produce or emit its own light. It's not producing its own light. So it's a non-luminous object. So how can we see the moon in the night sky, children? We can see the moon in the night sky, children, because it's reflecting sun's light. The sun is the thing that is producing its own light. So moon is reflecting sun's light. So all the other planets which are there in our solar system as well as in other solar systems, they also can't produce their own light, but they can reflect sun's light. So children, these two are non-luminous objects. So transmission of light through objects, children. So this is a small practical, children, which you all can do at home. So for that, children, you all have to light a candle. Then children, you all have to take a piece of cardboard. Then you all have to cut a small square at the right middle. Then you all have to remove that square out of the cardboard piece. Then children, you all have to keep different things in between the candle and the cardboard piece. Then you all have to observe from that side whether you all can see the flame and the light both. Okay, so children, here is the place where you all have to keep different things, children, like a piece of glass, a piece of plastic, then an oil paper, a piece of polythene, children. You all have to keep different things and you all have to see whether you all can see the flame and the light through these things. So when you observe like that, children, if you can see both the light and the flame, that means those things are transparent objects, children. Here are some examples. If you keep a piece of glass, if you keep a cup of water, pure water, or if you keep a piece of polythene, you will be able to see the flame and the light both. So these things are transparent things, children. So if you keep things like this, children, oil papers, tissue papers, decorative glasses, muddy water, a glass of muddy water in between the candle and the cardboard piece, you will be able to see only the light, but you won't be able to see the flame, children. The flame cannot be seen, but only the light can be seen. So such things are translucent objects, children. So, what will happen if you keep a piece of cardboard or a piece of rigid foam or a black color paper or a piece of plastic, a plastic ruler in between the candle and the cardboard piece? What will happen, children? You won't be able to see anything, children. You won't be able to see the flame or you won't be able to see the light, children. Nothing can be seen, children. So such things are opaque objects, children. So, there's another thing, children, which you all have to do. There are two things, children. This is a light ray and this is a light beam, children. Light ray is always represented by one arrow, children. Light beam is always represented by a set of arrows, children. Then, children, what is a light ray? Light ray means, children, a narrow path through which light is traveling, children. A narrow path through which light is traveling. Then light beam means, children, a collection of light rays. Okay, when a set of light rays get together, we call it as a light beam. Then here there's another practical which you all can do at home, children. This is an easy practical by which you all can understand this lesson thoroughly, children. For that, you all have to take a A4 sheet, then you all have to take your comb, then you all need a torch also, children. So you all have to keep the comb vertically on the A4 sheet, children. Then you all have to hold the lighted torch towards the comb, children. Then you all can see, children, light rays which are coming through these small plastic pieces of the comb, children. In between the light rays, the shadows will be there, children. So, by doing this practical, you will be able to see how light rays are traveling in a straight path, children. So, the final part of the lesson, children, is the uses of light. So, children, you all know we need light for everything, children. So, for a clear vision, we need light. So, if there's a power cut at night, children, it will be very difficult to see things because light is not there. Okay, so for a clear vision to see things, we need light. Okay, to give signals, children, you all know in lighthouses there's a powerful light, children, which can give signals for the ships, children. Other than that, traffic signals are there, children. They are also giving signals for the drivers, children. So for entertainment, I hope you all have seen, children, in toy cars, there are lights which are fixed, children. Then for illumination, I hope you all have seen, children, in Vesak pandals and for your Christmas trees, you all put bulbs, children. Okay, for illumination, we need light, children. Other than that, for medical field, children, and to transmit messages, children, we need light. So that's the end of our lesson, children. Hope to meet you next